Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. This was something that I wanted to go over because one of my students requested this. So they requested for me to explain the difference between an estate at will and periodic tenancy because it seems like those two might coincide with one another. They might kind of mush together. So let me explain these. First, an estate at will has no defined period, but the landlord is willingly allowing the tenant to stay. In a periodic estate, there is a defined period that automatically renews. Okay, so typically it is a month to month. Okay, that is like your traditional periodic tenancy when you have a month to month lease where it auto renews. Okay, and you need to give one period notice to cancel that on either side. So periodic estate is that. Estate at will has no defined period. Now, let me give you an example of an estate at will. A tenant has an estate for years. So an estate for years has a defined end date. Okay. And they're approaching that end date and they go to the landlord and say, hey, Mr. Landlord, we've been a fantastic tenant. And the landlord says, you have been. And they say, could you do us a favor? We're closing on a home. So we're looking to become first time homeowners and our closing date is up in the air. Could we stay maybe a week, 2 weeks? We just don't know how long it's going to take for it to close. We might be really up in the air and displaced for a little bit. So would you mind us staying? So the landlord says, no, not a problem at all. Stay however long you need. Okay. So that is an estate at will, classic estate at will. There's no defined period in regards to when they're going to leave, and the landlord's allowing them to stay. Now, let's say they stay a week, 2 weeks, and then the landlord says, hey, it's the first of the month. Rent is due. And the tenant says, we've been a great tenant. You've been a great landlord. And we still haven't gotten our closing date hammered out yet. So we'll pay you the rent. As soon as the tenant gives the rent for the month and the landlord receives it, now that estate at will has been turned into a periodic tenancy because we have defined a period. We have defined the period. In the landlord accepting that rent, there is no longer no defined period in which they are going to be staying at the property. There is now a defined period, which is a month, okay? And what happens is that now turns into a periodic tenancy that the tenant now has. And they would have to give 1 month notice to cancel that. Now, they can amicably just, vacate and, leave anytime prior to that, obviously, if everyone's in agreement. However, that really is the big difference there. So I hope I cleared up an estate at will and a periodic tenancy for you. And I also explained where some of that confusion might lie. So I hope this helped you out. And if it did, again, really helps me out if you hit like, hit subscribe. And if you need private lessons or anything of that nature, I have links down below. So guys, have a great one and I'll see you real soon.